Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P2184, refers to a problem with the Engine Coolant Temperature, ECT Sensor 2, in the Honda Civic models from 2016 to 2021. Specifically, the error indicates a low voltage signal being transmitted from the ECT Sensor 2 to the Powertrain Control Module, PCM. The ECT sensor's primary role is to measure the temperature of the engine coolant and relay this temperature information to the PCM, which then adjusts the engine's fuel injection and ignition timing accordingly. This keeps the engine performing optimally and reduces damaging emissions. The ECT Sensor 2 is usually located near the engine block and is connected to the vehicle's wiring harness, which is critical for proper signal transmission. If the signal voltage is below the specified threshold, 0.08 volts, this will trigger DTC P2184, indicating that there may be an issue with the sensor's performance or its wiring connections. The ECT Sensor 2 plays a crucial role in the vehicle's engine management system. It measures the temperature of the engine coolant, which is vital for determining how efficiently the engine is operating. Specifically, the ECT sensor sends temperature data to the PCM, allowing it to optimize fuel delivery and ignition timing, which are essential for reducing emissions and improving fuel economy. The ECT Sensor 2 is generally located on the engine block, typically near the thermostat housing or cylinder head. This placement ensures quick and accurate readings of engine coolant temperature. When the circuit voltage falls below the threshold of 0.08 volts, it raises a flag in the system, leading to the activation of DTC P2184. It indicates that the ECT sensor or its connections may be failing, which can adversely affect engine performance and efficiency. Several factors may contribute to the occurrence of DTC P2184. Firstly, a faulty ECT Sensor 2 is a primary suspect. Sensors can degrade over time due to extreme temperatures and repetitive cycling, leading to incorrect voltage readings. Secondly, poor electrical connectors can create resistance in the wiring harness, which may result in low voltage signals being sent to the PCM. Corrosion, dirt, or loose connections are common culprits here. Thirdly, shorted wiring between the ECT sensor and the PCM can cause erroneous readings. If there is a short circuit in the wire, that could create a situation where the voltage is not only low, but potentially harmful to the electrical system. Each of these possible causes warrants thorough investigation during the troubleshooting process to ensure an accurate diagnosis and effective resolution. When DTC P2184 is triggered, several symptoms may become apparent to the driver. One of the most noticeable signs is the illumination of the check engine light. This serves as a warning that there is a fault in the engine management system. Additionally, drivers might experience poor engine performance, characterized by sluggish acceleration, rough idling, or stalling. These issues arise because the PCM cannot correctly manage fuel and ignition timing without accurate temperature data from the ECT Sensor 2. Increased emissions may also be a symptom, as a malfunctioning ECT sensor can lead to improper fuel combustion. Such emissions issues can potentially lead to failing an emissions test during vehicle inspections. Recognizing these early warning signs allows for prompt troubleshooting and repairs, ensuring that the vehicle operates efficiently and remains environmentally compliant. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P2184 involves confirming the diagnostic code and checking the current conditions of the ECT Sensor 2. Start by turning the vehicle to the on mode without starting the engine. This allows the onboard diagnostic system to initialize and prepare to read sensor data. Following this, use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to evaluate the signal from the ECT Sensor 2. The expected threshold for the ECT Sensor 2 voltage should be above 0.08 volts. If the current reading is less than this threshold, it confirms that a failure is present. In such a case, proceed to the next step in the troubleshooting guide. However, if the voltage is above the threshold, then the system may be functioning properly, indicating an intermittent failure. It's essential to check for poor electrical connections or loose terminals at the ECT sensor 2 and the PCM to ensure accurate readings. In the second step of troubleshooting DTC P2184, the goal is to isolate the issue further by examining the ECT sensor 2 directly. Begin by turning the vehicle to the off mode and ensuring complete shutdown. Next, disconnect the ECT sensor 2 2P connector carefully to prevent damage. Once disconnected, turn the vehicle back to the on mode. Again, utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to check the voltage signal from ECT sensor 2. As before, if the measured voltage remains below 0.08 volts, proceed to the following troubleshooting step. However, if it rises above this threshold, it indicates that the ECT sensor itself may be faulty, requiring immediate replacement to restore proper functionality. The third step in diagnosing DTC P2184 involves conducting a shorted wire check in the system. First, turn the vehicle to the off mode and set up to jump the SCS line using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. Allow over a minute for the system to stabilize. Next, disconnect the PCM connector E, ADP, to ensure that you are testing the circuit without interference. The test points are then established. To test continuity, check between the two specified test points, ECT sensor 2, 2P connector number 2, and the body ground. If continuity is present, it confirms that there is a short in the TW2 sensor wire between the PCM and the ECT sensor 2, necessitating repairs. Conversely, if there is no continuity, it indicates that the wiring is intact. At this stage, consult any authorized service information related to the DTC or symptoms, and consider substituting a known good PCM for further verification. After completing the necessary repairs for DTC P2184, it is critical to conduct a final verification process to ensure that the issue has been fully resolved. Start by rechecking the DTC codes using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to confirm that P2184 is no longer present. Current readings from the ECT sensor 2 should also be evaluated to ensure they are now within the proper range, ideally above the threshold of 0.08 volts. Additionally, monitor the engine's performance during a test drive. Pay attention to how the vehicle accelerates, idles, and reacts under various conditions to determine if it responds correctly. Ensuring that there are no lingering symptoms associated with engine mismanagement or poor emissions is essential for verifying the effectiveness of the repair. A thorough check of all systems involved helps ascertain that the resolution of DTC P2184 provides a long-term fix. To prevent the recurrence of DTC P2184, it is advisable to engage in preventive maintenance. Regular inspections of the electrical connectors, especially those related to the ECT sensor 2 and PCM, will help catch potential problems before they develop further. Inspecting connectors for signs of wear, corrosion, or loose fittings can minimize issues related to poor connections. Checking the condition of the ECT sensor itself is also vital. Signs of degradation or wear can signal that it's time for a replacement even before a fault is detected. Additionally, scheduling routine diagnostics can be incredibly beneficial. Regularly checking the vehicle's onboard diagnostics during service appointments allows for the early identification of anomalies that could lead to future issues. Implementing these preventive measures can help maintain optimal engine performance and prolong the lifespan of critical components. In summary, DTC P2184 is a diagnostic trouble code alerting you to a low-voltage condition from the ECT Sensor 2 circuit in Honda Civic models from 2016 to 2021. Troubleshooting involves a step-by-step analysis, beginning with confirming the fault, followed by checking the sensor and wiring integrity. A focus on the ECT sensor, its connections, and potential wiring issues is crucial for understanding the root cause of the problem. Proper diagnosis can help restore optimal engine performance, fuel efficiency, and compliance with emission standards. Additionally, preventive maintenance measures can mitigate future occurrences of DTC P2184. Understanding and addressing this trouble code is essential for keeping the vehicle running smoothly and efficiently. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.